welcome to segment 3 of Tracking Your Numbers. This is Jim Anzalone. Welcome back. So on this segment, which might be a little bit longer than the others so far, is going over the actual transaction spreadsheet. It is in this spreadsheet where you put all your raw data. As you get your contract mutually agreed and it is now pending, moving toward closing, this is the point that you enter it into this spreadsheet. Now this spreadsheet is laid out in a series of rows and columns, of course. On row 1 has the names of all of the fields. Don't change those names. And also any column that is in black has a formula in it. Don't mess with that either. Then there's rows 2 through 145 where you enter your data. If you have more than 145 transactions, wonderful. Let me know. I'll be glad to expand it to you and share your celebration with you. Now let me drag over to our viewing screen what this looks like, and so I can show you exactly what is in each of these columns. Let me get this arranged. Let me get my highlighter. Here we go. So the first thing that I want to fix, actually, is I want to move this up a little bit. Here we go. First thing, up here at the top, these are all of your column headings where we pull information. Don't change these names. Now, when you enter the information in, on the sides, it's either a buyer side or a seller side. Those are the correct answers there. Under type, and please excuse me, under type, they're either an existing home or it's new construction. That's what we end up using there. Under kind, there are 3. A regular, that's that weird transaction that actually has equity in it. So that's a regular transaction. Then a short sale and a REO. Style, I use SFR for single family residence, condo, land, whatever the type of property is. So you have a little bit of opportunity to change this column as necessary. Status should either be pending or closed. It doesn't go on here until it becomes pending. Your street address, that's the actual street name followed by the house number. So the actual street name followed by the house number. Zip code, I put in the 5-digit zip code and then also the name, the postal city name as well. Helps later on when we pull some of the reports. Your primary source is where you got it. Was it a sign call? Did they see the back of your truck? Was it because of your membership in some sort of organization? And then did you follow up, or was it just simply assigned by the REO? Now here's a little bit of difference. On list date, that only gets data in it when way back here is a seller. Same thing for list price. Only when there's a seller. It's blank when there's a buyer. Now your lead agent name and your co-agent name are the names of as they would apply. Now if you're a standalone agent, the lead agent name and the co-agent name are the same. If you're running a team, you're the rainmaker, your name goes here, and then your agent names go there. And then whatever your split is between them, a 50-50 split, a 70-30 split. Here, Cheryl is the lead, and she got 100% of this transaction, so that's what it came to. Notice the column P is in black, and there's a formula here. If you happen not to put in something that adds up to 100%, it'll come back and say, oops, to remind you that you got a little bit of a problem. Now moving down this thing as well, we have the next set of columns. Your contract date your sold price, and the settlement date all go in the appropriate columns. This field is in red. This is the gross base income, the base commission income that you earned. If you also collected a processing fee, include that here. The next column is a black column. It is a sum of these two columns get moved into there. The next columns, let me move over a little bit. The next set of columns are mostly black columns. The percent is automatically calculated. The amount of money is automatically calculated. The amount of money to the other agent is automatically calculated. The next number you need to add in here is all the deductions from the lead agent that are taken out by the broker. And then the net number is a calculated number. We take the gross minus the amount we pay to we take the gross, let me do this, minus the numbers we take, the amount we take out for our associates, minus what the broker keeps, and we end up with our number, the amount of money that the lead agent gets. Now, if it's a buyer, these two fields are automatically blanked out with NA. For seller, sales price to list price ratio, is automatically determined. Days on market for our listings, automatically determined. Close time is the number of days from the point that you had a contract until the closing date. So that is automatically calculated for you. And the last few columns are used in the reporting mechanism as it extracts out and converts January, which is a 1, into the letters JAN. It extracts the year for the contract month. It converts that to a name, the contract year. The list month is NA for buyers, but for our other clients, here it is. So those are all of the fields. You don't have to do anything to this spreadsheet except enter information. So you'll enter your next transaction in row 5, the transaction after that in row 6, the transaction after that in row 7. When the transaction closes, this is important, when the transaction closes, you need to come back into the database and change it from pending to close. Just change this column and this cell. When this transaction closes, change that to closed. And that's the only other thing you have to make a change. And then you go back to your statistical spreadsheet and refresh it and get the updates automatically with all the calculations completely done for you through the power of the pivot tables. Thank you so much. That concludes Part 3, Segment 3. Part 4 is going to tell you where you can get the spreadsheets themselves. See you in a few minutes. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day.